Welcome to the Single Mom Glow Up, the podcast where we're spilling all the tea on single motherhood, self care, and dating. I'm Bree Bree, your host and fellow single mom navigating life, love, and everything in between. Wherever you are on your single mom journey, this is the place where you will find real stories, honest advice, and a community that just gets it. So, buckle up if you're driving, and if you're chilling, grab your favorite drink. And if you are like cleaning or something, I'm just honored to be your cleaning vibe. Let's dive in.
Hello, hello, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night if you're listening to this in the middle of the night because you can't sleep. It has been a while. I don't know exactly how long it's been, but it's been like a couple weeks, maybe even a full month since I have shared anything with you. Life has been so interesting lately. Um, I very much was having a winter hibernation. So, well, since the last episode was released, it may have been, I think it was mid February that I released the last episode. So, yeah, it's been like a month since you've probably heard from me. But I actually recorded that in late December, early January. So, for me, it's been even longer. So I want to give you like a little recap of what's been going on in my life because one, like we're friends, and two, because I don't know, there's always a lesson in there somewhere. So you know, let's just dive right in. If I sound tired, it's because I am, but I'm good tired. And I have decided that even though it would be the I don't know, what's the word? Productive or the, I don't know, smart or whatever thing to do to also record video when I'm recording this and post it on YouTube and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to do that because I just, it adds an extra layer that my neurodivergence then it like goes over the executive function threshold and then I don't record anything. So even though I actually look really cute right now, I don't feel like sitting up and I don't feel like looking into a camera. And I very neurodivergently just want to lay here on my bed, listen to the wind blow, smell the incense that I lit, and just chit chat with you. So let's get, that was a particularly wonderful whiff of the incense. So I probably won't be posting anything on YouTube. I do be vibing. So, like, whenever I feel like it, I might post some things here or there on YouTube. But for the most part, I'll either just post the video to YouTube with a thumbnail that's just not a thumbnail, but where the video is just an image of like a summary of what this episode is about or something. Or I just won't post to YouTube at all and I'll only post this to my podcast platforms. Anywho, let's get into it. So, I made a list. How many episodes have I started with I made a list? We'll see if I stick to it. So far, so good. I mean, I did one item on the list, which was I'm reading word for word here. It says podcast episode notes. And then it says, it has been a while, exclamation point. I haven't recorded since early Jan. And then on top of early Jan, I edited it and I wrote late December slash. So there's a little peek into my brain, as if this whole podcast isn't a massive peek into my brain. So I have been working at a vegan bakery, a cookie shop specifically. And it's been wonderful. It's been, I love it. Those games, I'm bringing up a game that isn't necessarily exactly like it, but I don't be knowing the names of the actual games that are more like it. But Diner Dash back in the day, I used to love that game and just like clicking and making flow, and serve tables and all. Anyway, I don't actually serve tables or anything, but it's kind of like that. It's got that energy of like, oh, look, there's like a little rush of people and I have to, get the exact order that they ordered, and I have to make drinks and all this stuff. And I get in the morning and I bake a bunch of cookies, and it's just I'm laughing because I spent 10 years to become studying, but not just in school, like studying with experiential learning as well. It's like a practicum and internship and provisional licensure, all that, and spent $60,000 on student loans just to turn around and throw it away and become a cute little baker. And what's funny about it is I could not be any happier. I cannot be any happier. It's literally so chill. It's so funny. A couple weeks ago, um, I work in the mornings. It's like a late night cookie shop, or it stays open into the late night. No, it's not insomnia. And I so I when I was going through the hiring process, I said that I couldn't, like, I'm not doing nights. I'm useless after 3 p.m., to be honest. I'm laughing because I'm recording this at 3:37 p.m. and the uselessness is starting to pop up. Um, and so I said all that during the interview, and I'm like, I'll be your go-to in the daytime, in the morning, but like I cannot do a late shift. Bad things will happen if I'm there late. So if you're okay with hiring me, knowing that I will never, ever, ever, ever do a late night shift, let's do this. And so she hired me, and I've been working there for like a month and a half now. And, it's still early, but I love it. I love it. I get so excited to go to work every day. Beyond being tired, but I'm tired for different reasons. I'm tired because I haven't been sleeping properly. Because, well, no, I've been sleeping, but I've been like dreaming a whole lot. So I wake up not feeling rested. So yeah, that's been going absolutely amazing. And I don't know. I just can't wait to see how it progresses and where it goes and all that stuff. So that's been great. That's been occupying most of my time. And then, oh, I was going to tell you about how, like a couple weeks ago, the other person, gosh, what a tangent, y'all. So I like the day shift. And the other person who worked the day shift quit on a random Saturday 30 minutes before her shift. And long story short, my boss was out of town, and then when she got back in town, she was sick. So everyone else prefers and or can only work the second shift. And so I worked like a 7-day week. I think it was actually 8 days. Yeah, it was like Sunday to Monday or something like that. Saturday to, no, it was like, yeah, Sunday to Monday or something. I don't know. And
Okay, but before we get into the good stuff, you must hear about my free Discord server, the Single Mom Sanctuary. You remember AIM? Discord is like that, and the Single Mom Sanctuary is a curated chat room full of single moms like you. No ads, no overstimulating, brain rotting, doom scrolling content where every 2 seconds someone's trying to sell you something. Okay? Just actual virtual connection with a community of single moms. Make it even better and join us. The link is in the description. So I will see you there. All right, back to the good stuff.
It was great. I was tired by the end of it and definitely needed my 2 days off, but it was so much fun. Whereas if I had to do something like that in the counseling field, I would have been an anxious wreck. I wouldn't have been sleeping. I would have been having panic attacks. I just would have been all kinds of dysregulated. And so that's like kind of how I know that at the very least for now, I've made the right choice. Like I said, it's only been a month, but I don't know, something feels very different about this in a good way. So I'm just looking forward to where it goes. So that's the first thing. That's the first bullet point. Um, the second bullet point, which I wrote these notes. What does it say on here? 227, and today is 317. So I kind of abandoned like the whole content creation thing. I was doing my thing on Pinterest. I was doing my thing on what's it? Instagram, and I was starting a little something up on TikTok, and it was draining me. I don't know, the more I did it, the less I found myself resonating with social media, and I don't want to do it anymore. Like I literally, well, maybe I shouldn't say this. Now I'll say it. I already started, right? I I put a little note on my Instagram saying that I'm taking a break and like where you can find me, which is the Discord server. But honestly, I haven't been up in there either because with the winter and like the hardcore hibernation I've been doing, I just haven't really been socializing much anyway outside of work. But, well, actually, when I get to my third bullet point, there has been socializing, but like not like that. And I feel like there's just too much. It was too much. So I let it go because obviously that's what you should do if it's too much. So I basically started over on Instagram. Like I made a page, another Instagram profile, and it's just been quiet over there. Like there's just like less than 50 people following me. It's just so nice. Shh. That's how it feels. It just feels like a little shh, you know? But yeah, other than this, the podcast, which yes, I've taken a break from it, but that was more so because I didn't have anything to say and I didn't want to force myself to find something to say. Like, I could go on a chat GPT and be like, give me 12 ideas of podcast ideas that I can do and write the outline of the. I'm not doing that. I'm done with that. Like, I think a lot of people have a lot of success what doing stuff like that and like pushing through when it comes to things like that and all of that. But I was just actually, it's funny how this is kind of coming full circle because I wrote these notes like 3 weeks ago, but it's resonating with something that I was discussing with my therapist today, which is that I thought that my overgiving tendencies were strictly interpersonal, like especially when it comes to dating. But it's pervasive. Like even with this job, right? And how did she put it? My therapist was saying that there is a spark with this job. And I was she said that in the context of me saying like what did I say? Oh, like this past Saturday, I was supposed to be off and I was gonna get my locks retwisted and I canceled my retwist because someone asked me to cover for them. And I was like, duh, cover for you. I freaking love this job. Which is true, I do, but I don't need to be working 6, 7 day weeks all the time. That'll make the spark go away. That'll be me overgiving and emptying my cup. And then there isn't that, I guess, like tension. It's funny to talk about something that's like inanimate, but that tension between me and working, where it's just like, oh, I have 2 days off. I can't wait to go back to work. I won't experience that if I'm working every single day. And then for me, especially, I'm sure other people go through this, but I know for me, especially, like I feel this very strongly. Um, I'll get to a point where it's like, well, now that I've overgiven and that spark is gone, I'm just completely turned off by the thing. And I just want nothing to do with it. And I will shut the door, lock the door, barricade the door. And all that's very drastic because really I just needed space. And sometimes I do that and the thing is over forever because I didn't just shut the door, I slammed it and I said something mean before I slammed it. But that's on me for not, you know, just taking a break, not recognizing that I need a break and just overgiving until I have nothing left and then tolerating a bunch of stuff that if I just recognized it and set a boundary and acted on that boundary, then yeah. So next time. Now, granted, I don't regret it taking work. I mean, taking the shift because it really was an emergency for this person. And I hope everything is okay for her. But like, if there weren't an emergency, I still would have taken the shift. I know that. And I would have put, getting my hair done, self care on the back burner. And that's not cool. So I'm looking to not do that again. I don't know. I don't know how I got on that tangent. I feel like I'm leaving something behind, but I'm going to go to the next point because we're already at 16 minutes. I do not want to do an hour long thing, period. Plus, I have to go get the boy from the bus soon anyway. So here's the real tea. Like, that stuff was all cool and interesting, I guess. I don't know. You tell me. Leave a comment. But what really, no, what was I saying? Oh yeah, you know what? This is all related. Like with the whole spark thing and all that. Like this is getting into that kind of thing too. It's all related, yo. Like I'm realizing that the patterns that make themselves apparent in dating, which it's funny that I'm saying that like as if it's active, but I'll get into that. That's one of my sub bullet points. All those things, all those patterns that make themselves extremely apparent in dating for me are actually, they can be applied to my relationship with work and my internal relationship with myself. And I feel like I should edit that out, but like that takes away the authenticity of this podcast. So if I just startled you, my apologies. But like it's that incense smoke. It went right, right where it needed to go to just surprise all of us just now. Anyway, oh gosh. People ask me why I don't smoke sometimes because they assume that I do. And like, this is why I don't. I feel like I have the personality of someone who's high all the time. I don't need any help. I do not need a weed to make it worse. Okay. Anyway. All right. last bullet point. Obviously, I'm stalling. So let's read this. Right. Okay. So, oh, okay. I wrote these notes on 222, actually. Oh, wait. Yes. Oh, wait. No. You know what? It doesn't matter. So, I started dating in December. And as of 222, I have decided to take a hiatus from dating for at least 100 days. As of recording this, I am on day, I'm keeping track in my notes app because it's another form of a list. I'm on day 25. Or no, today's day 24, tomorrow's day 25. So a quarter of the way through. And it's been great. And 100 days is like the minimum. I may just take it till the end of the year. I may do a full 365, but the goal is to do 100 days and then see how I feel after those 100 days. Because like 100 days takes me to June 3rd, which is the summer. And like, honey, the summer, the summer. Do I really not want to be dating in the summer? I mean, anyway, we'll have to see. So, what happened that led to the hiatus? Men happened. No, but actually, I had enough experiences that I felt like were activating my anxious attachment, and I was finding it hard to walk away or very painful to walk away. And that made me feel like I wasn't as ready as I originally thought to start dating. Because the thing is, with my, and I'll get into this in more detail in another episode. I actually was writing a lot of this out and I decided to make it its own episode. But with my ex, I didn't experience anxious attachment like in the early stages or, in the early dating. And I don't really get anxiously attached. I don't experience that once there's like a commitment. It comes up a little bit, but like it's not as strong as it is in the uncertainty of pre-commitment. And so I didn't experience that with my ex because he just was always there. Like he didn't leave any room for me to have time to wonder what he was doing, where like he just would always provide reassurance, whether I asked for it or not. And I don't even know that I asked for reassurance. I think he just automatically gave the reassurance. And so I was thinking, like, oh, yeah, like my anxious attachment is healed and blah, blah, blah. And like I said, I'll get into it in more detail. And it's probably going to be the episode after this one. No, the episode after this one. So 2 episodes from this one. And yeah, but then when I started dating and I was met with very avoidant people, I, yeah, my anxious attachment got triggered. And so I originally wrote here that I need time to repair some things that got activated. But in trying to do that repair work, I've come across a realization that it's not something that needs to be repaired or fixed. And I'm actually viewing it as more of a relational disability than a thing that needs to be healed, like a wound. Because it's more than a wound. At least for me, it is. It's more than just something that, like, yes, work on your self confidence and work on your self worth and do all these things. Like, I've done all that. I am extremely confident. I have extremely high self worth. And my anxious attachment still be putting me in a chokehold. So instead of sitting here and trying to fix that, which just feeds into the anxious attachment like loop, what I've been doing instead is just accepting it, you know? So yeah, if that is intriguing to you, I'm definitely going to go into more detail in the next two, the episode after the next episode. Okay. And then also what happened that led to the hiatus. Oh gosh. There's someone that I've had feelings for the past 6 years, and it hadn't worked out for various reasons. And I have tried and tried and tried to move on from it, to move on from him, and it is just not working. It's just not happening. And so I've decided that I'm just going to date myself for a while. Like I said, potentially until the end of the year, but at least 100 days. And, we'll see what mood the summer inspires. So that's all I got for you for today. A nice, cute little 25-minute chit chat, musing, rambling, dilly dallying talk. So that's going to be the style of most of my future podcasts, by the way. Because, like, I don't know, y'all. I've just been super selfish with my energy. And it's been incredibly healing. I haven't had like any anxiety lately, and it's just been wonderful. But I'm also like very protective of that energy too. So, anyway, I'll probably see you in like 2 weeks, maybe a week. I don't know. Depending on my work schedule, I might do this every week. We'll just have to see. That's some of the excitement, right? Like not knowing. Who am I kidding? Not knowing makes me so anxious. Not something like this. This is low stakes, so it's cool. But yeah. Anyway, take care of yourself. And yeah. Goodbye, darling.
If you resonated with anything shared today, join us in the Single Mom Sanctuary Discord server and immerse yourself in our amazing community of single moms. The link is in the description, and make sure to hit that follow button. Subscribe if you're watching me on YouTube so you do not miss future episodes where we'll dive even deeper into navigating single motherhood and glowing up in every area of life. See you in the next episode.